Hi guys, today in the short stories worksheet number 1 we'll work through task 3. So in task 3 it's reading. So we have to read the texts, excerpts, the extracts from the 4 short stories, and then one by one you have to find out. You have to answer these questions. I actually fill out the table in front of you. So I made a table. You draw a table in your book. So, and you have to, in each of the columns, there are 5 columns. Okay. The column number 1 is title, and number 2, you have to answer this question, who? That means the narrator, who, where the person telling the story is. And then you have where the location, where the actual action where does the action take place. So where the action takes place is number 3, actually. Number 3 column, where. Number 4, the characters. The people in the story, who are the characters? The scene. The 5th one is the scene. Describe how you imagined it. So let's begin with extract 1. Title 1, that is text A, the peaches. I'll read the story and you read along with me. The grass green cart with J. Jones Course Hill painted shakily on it, stopped in the cobblestone passage between the Hare's Foot and the Pure Drop. It was late on an April evening. Uncle Jim, in his black market suit with a stiff white shirt and no collar, loud new boots, and a placid cap, cracked and climbed down. He dragged out a thick wicker basket from a heap of straw in the corner of the cart and swung it over his shoulder. I heard a squeal from the basket and saw the tip of a pink tail curling out as Uncle Jim opened the public door of the Pure Drop. I won't wait 2 minutes, he said to me. The bar was full. 2 fat women in bright dresses sat near the door, one with a dark child on her knee. They saw Uncle Jim and nudged up on the bench. I'll be out straight away, he said fiercely, as though I had contradicted him. And you stay there quiet. Okay, so if you answer the question column, or fill the information about the peaches. The title is the peaches. See, the title is already done for you. Now you have to answer who is talking, who is the narrator. So narrator himself. Who is telling the story? The narrator. You write the narrator, the person who is talking in this or telling the story. Where does it take place? It could be in a village, where shopping center, and the shop's name is the Pure Drop. That means it's a bar, and so you can write in a village shopping center. Shop. It's bar. Okay, who are the characters? The narrator, yes. And who else? Uncle? Who's the Uncle Jim? He's the character. And the two fat women with children. And the last one, the last column is the scene. So you can describe the scene, you can imagine the scene. Where was it? The scene is again village, the country. Country shopping center, country shop. Okay, so that's done for the peaches. Now text B. Let's read the text B. A visit to Grandpa's. In the middle of the night, I woke from a dream full of whips and lariats as long as serpents, and runaway coaches on mountain passes, and wide windy gallops over cactus fields, and I heard a man in the next room crying, "Get up!" and "Wha?" and trotting his tongue on the roof of his mouth. It was the first time I had stayed in Grandpa's house. The floorboards had squeaked like sins as I climbed into bed, and the mice between the walls had creaked like wood as though another visitor was walking on them. It was a mild summer night, but curtains had flapped and branches beaten against the window. I had pulled my sheets over my head and soon was rolling and writing in a book. Okay, so let's begin. A visit to Grandpa's. So who is talking? The narrator. Where? Grandpa's house. Okay. It will be in the country. The characters. Who are the characters? The narrator himself. And as he is dreaming, the other characters could be the serpents, he's dreaming, but for the timing, the narrator himself. Okay, the scene. It's Grandpa's house again. Maybe it's in the country, in a country town. So we can write Grandpa's house. Okay, the next one, the fight. Text C, the fight. I was standing at the end of the lower playground and annoying Mr. Samuels, who lived in the house just below the high railings. Mr. Samuels complained once a week that boys from the school threw apples and stones and balls through his bedroom window. He sat in a deck chair in a small square of trim garden and tried to read his newspaper. I was only a few yards from him. I was staring him out. He pretended not to notice me, but he knew I was standing there rudely and quietly. Every now and then he peeped at me from behind his newspaper, saw me still and serious and alone, with my eyes on his, As soon as he lost his temper, I was going home. Already I was late for dinner. I had almost beaten him. The newspaper was trembling. He was breathing heavily when a strange boy, whom I had not heard, approached, pushed me down the bank. Okay, for the fight, who is the character? Who is telling? Again, the narrator, the person who is telling the story. You fill it out yourself. Okay. And where is it? So it's school. At school, and the name and the house next door. Okay. The next one, the characters. Who are the characters? The strange boy, the narrator, and Mr. Samuels. So you can write these three characters' his name, and the scene. Again, the scene is the school and the neighborhood. Okay. Let's move to one warm Saturday. Text D. In the huddle of picnicking, women and their children, stressed out, limp and damp in the sweltering sun, or passing over paper carriers or building castles that were at once destroyed by the tattered march of other picnickers to different pieces of the beach. Among the ice cream cries, the angrily happy shouts of boys playing ball, and the screams of the girls as the sea rose to their waists. The young man sat alone with the shadows of his failure at his side. The young man, in his wilderness, saw the holiday Saturday set down before him, false and pretty, as a flat picture under the vulgar sun. So that's the end of this extract from One Warm Saturday, and the text D, One Warm Saturday. So who is the character? Who is telling the story? Again, the narrator, the person in first person singular number, is telling the story. And where? In the beach, of course. It's taking place in the beach. And the characters, the picnickers, children, women, all around, the young man himself. And the scene is, of course, it is sunny, the beach on a sunny day. So it's very warm weather, and that's the scene. So can you fill out the rest of the columns now? Thank you. So that's the end of task 3. So we take a short break, and when we come back, we'll work through task 4. Thank you.